Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 6 of Batman the Caped Crusader. We're going to go ahead and hop into this, guys. If you want to see the full reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you come over to the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time codes for reaction the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, and try to make it worth your while since you are going out of your way to support channel. But guys, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, and with that all said out of the way, let's hop into episode 6, Night Ride. Here we go.
Just look at this place. I remember when these factories were open around the clock. My pops used to work in that one right there. Made paper clips, and that fire hit a few years back, and whoosh.
What? You need paper clips?
No. We had a government worth a damn we'd rebuild. Pump some life back in, but instead we get to keep the slums and all the
Hey, you see that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a horse?
Is that who well, I don't know.
Stand and deliver.
God, the sound of that gun is kind of wicked.
No place for a lady.
Okay, it is who I thought it was. Gentleman Ghost. Not the traditional design, so I wasn't exactly sure. But that was the tell right there. Interesting, okay. What a wicked choice. So unless they're doing a different spin on it, then we're incorporating the supernatural into this very grounded take on Batman, so I'm excited.
The treasury bonds have
yep,
performed
Gentleman
well,
Ghost grabs charity loot.
To stocks.
Loot.
Are you listening to me?
Portfolio's up. I'm still rich. You're too marvelous for words.
I love that all of the paperwork, whether it's like reports or newspapers, outside of the headlines, it's just all gibberish, which is usually the case, but usually it's not so upfront and in your face when it is.
You think ghosts are haunting Gotham City?
A city like this? I've no doubt.
Alfred's like, dude, Gotham, haunted as fuck. Hey man, I've seen some freaky shit before, so my mind is an open one.
I'm not sure which is stranger, Pennyworth believing in ghosts or that you two are so chummy.
Well, I was raised to treat the staff like people, Bruce. You might want to give it a try sometime.
We're gonna have a Scooby-Doo situation, though, where he unmasked him and he's alive. Because traditionally, at least from what I remember, he is a ghost. Like, a straight-up ghost.
You have more than enough just sitting in that discretionary account you won't let me near.
Don't worry about that account. Think of it as my petty cash fund.
I probably don't want to know what you use that money for, do I?
Trust me.
Petty
you really
things.
Don't.
Dude, I would be a little concerned after I heard that.
Sure, we've lost some support among the working class, but maybe we could fix it. Do some kind of press event to show you're a man of the people.
Fine, set it up. I'm late for lunch. To the club, Henry.
I asked Henry to take a walk around the block.
Oh.
Hope you don't mind.
Interesting.
What can I do for you, Mr. Thorne?
We hadn't seen him in, well, I mean, since the first episode.
Got morals, but you can't save anyone unless you win. You should know all about compromise. The way I hear it, you pretty much wrote the book.
Little two-faced, is he? That's what I hear.
Well, you know where to find me. If you want to get back in the game.
Something odd. Truck that was robbed last night.
Dude, there's so many like
collections
Adam
from a
West
charity event.
series like
What makes
callbacks,
that
like this
peculiar?
little board, like even like to the map on it. And then last episode with the costume characters, you know, King Tut more specifically, and the clown.
When I'm mayor, I'll see to it that our trains are cleaner, cheaper, and safer than they've ever been.
Imagine looking out and seeing that. Okay, unless he's got some weird-ass tech. It's a ghost.
Coin purses, pocket watches, in the saddle.
I was fully prepared for them to kind of do like their own spin, and it is kind of like a Scooby-Doo situation, and they very well still could, but I don't know how they would, I don't know.
I wouldn't dream of taking a halfpenny from a man of your station, but I'll take everything this one has.
Wow, what the fuck?
Farewell,
gentlemen. What a dick. Not very gentlemanly of him. But maybe one can interpret that as like he wouldn't take from somebody who's well off because he sees them as equals, so that wouldn't be right. But like the impoverished, maybe he doesn't see himself in the same vein there. What is that? See, I don't remember his living name, so it's probably a family crest. Oh. Oh. Well, all the money he stole just went up in spectral flames.
I realize it's unlikely, but perhaps we should consider the possibility that...
The world is big enough for us. No ghosts need apply.
Yes. But when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable,
Sherlock
must
Holmes.
be the truth.
What is it that remains here? 1, this ghost only targets the underprivileged. 2, from his
there it
appearance,
is.
he's obsessed with the 18th century. And 3,
Obsessed with or from? We will find out. But if Lois Lane is running amok, like he's talking about how the world's already too big as it is and there's not enough room for the people we got, whatever he was saying. You know what he was saying. There's like not enough room in this world for ghosts and specters and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if there is a Superman in this world yet. Maybe he hasn't arrived yet. Maybe Lois works at the planet but doesn't, you know, Superman's not around at this point or active at this point. But I feel like that perspective might shift if he was out and about, because that would be public. Or he could see that as a thing of science versus a thing of supernatural explanation.
I really hate to have to sell this place. But you know, taxes will send a man to the poorhouse. I'll give you a tour of the old girl before we get to putting signatures on dotted lines.
Well, there's our crest.
Is that young Bruce Wayne? I can still remember all those long afternoons. You in here with your mother. You were always so interested in knights and quests. I see not much has changed. Can I help you with something?
I'm trying to find out who this coat of arms belongs to. It's not in any of these books.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be. That's the Craddock coat of arms.
Craddock.
They were one of Gotham's founding families, but the name was struck from the official histories because of James Craddock's actions during the Revolution. James, Gentleman Jim Craddock, was a wealthy aristocrat and staunch
What a
loyalist.
name.
But he was also a gambler who squandered much of his family's fortune and nearly lost their estate. Since he was born of nobility, Craddock believed wealth was his right, and he blamed democracy for his misfortunes. When he fell far enough, he became a highwayman. But James Craddock was no Robin Hood. The opposite, in fact. He stole from the poor to give to himself. When they finally
That's so
caught
fucked.
him, he was hanged at the Old Town Gallows.
You've been a big help, Wilma. Thank you.
I never got to tell you how sorry I was for what happened.
Oh, I appreciate that. Is Lucius in? This is Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Fox is finalizing the details of a land acquisition.
At Heritage Hill?
Why, yes. How did you...
Just let him know I called, please. Heritage Hill, Pennyworth.
Just the way he just switched his voice. While still Bruce is kind of funny.
A few more John Hancocks and we're all done here.
John Hancock, that bastard.
One of my great-great-great-uncles. He ruined the family name for centuries.
He's like, how dare you speak ill of me?
Who, me? everything we stood for. Heritage Hill is the Craddock legacy, and you would sell it to rabble like this?
Watch who you're calling names, you son of a...
You die first, then.
James Craddock.
You know me.
I know who you're pretending to be.
Oh God, how's he gonna figure this one out?
Both of you, get out of here.
Just so you know, I'm tearing down this house first thing.
Please do.
Might as well burn it then. This is not fair. Oh, whoa.
You fight like a well-bred man, so I give you leave. But I'll not be so forgiving, sir, should our paths cross a third time.
Wow. He's taking classism to a whole other level. Yeah, Bruce, you might want to do something about that fist before you get frostbite.
This water can't be over 108 degrees or it'll cause nerve damage.
I've treated every injury you've ever had, Master Bruce. I know what I'm doing.
For the sake of argument, let's say our gentleman ghost is just that. A ghost.
He's turning it around
true,
on that now,
how do
isn't
I
he?
stop him?
I believe there's someone here in Gotham who might be able to answer that question.
Ooh. Linton Books.
I'd say we're closed, but you don't seem the sort who'd care.
If you're Linton Midnight, I need your help.
Oh.
I'm hunting.
The Gentleman Ghost, formerly known as James Craddock, and you don't know how to catch a ghost.
Before today, I didn't believe they existed. Why would a ghost be stealing money?
Every shade is different, but they're all echoes of their former selves. Some are tethered to where they lived or died. Others are doomed to repeat in death what they did in life. You want to be rid of Craddock? This book contains the rite of passage. You'll need two things. The original deed to Heritage Hill. Craddock believes he still has a claim in Gotham, so you need to burn that claim.
And the other thing?
The blood of a nobleman. Old ghosts, old magic.
Okay, well, we got that one covered.
This magic, it will fight back. Even if you think you can handle it, it will find weaknesses you didn't know you had.
Oh, is this gonna get interesting?
A boon for a boon. I gave you what you needed. In exchange, you return this to me when it's done.
What's it for?
With what?
You'll know.
His blood? Wait. Instead of blood of a nobleman, I assume his own would work. But would it need to be the blood of his own ancestry? Because, I mean, his ancestor is, you know, looming around selling his land.
Where do I find a nobleman in Gotham City?
Actually, sir, the
do you not
Pennyworth line
qualify?
traces back to the Duke of Devonshire.
You never told me that.
Frankly, sir, you never asked.
The ritual could be dangerous.
I mean, I
You
guess
should know by now,
the
Master
Waynes
Bruce,
don't
that I
count,
don't frighten easily.
but they're using Alfred's blood.
With the first blade and the last, we sever your ties to this plane. With the first breath and the last, we speak you on your way. With the first wound and the last, we consecrate your going with blood.
We consecrate your going with blood.
Damn, man, this is some wicked stuff. Oh! Oh no. Oh my God!
It must hurt you to see the Gotham of today, Craddock.
This vile city.
God damn, man.
There was a time when the lower classes knew their place. A better time.
Of course. Why don't you have a properly fueled lighter, Alfred?
Don't tell me all men are created equal. What utter rubbish.
Goodbye, Craddock. Go back to hell.
Holy fuck. Damn.
Thank heaven.
He's not done, is he? Oh! Son of a bitch, we gotta fucking finish that paper off.
So close.
Wow.
And yet so far.
This old man is trying to fight me.
To keep his secret safe. One precious secret in particular that he's protecting like a candle in a storm.
Wow. Oh, Alfred.
Aren't you just dying to find out what it is?
Oh, wait. Is it a secret he's keeping from Bruce?
Please, kill me before he makes me kill you.
No, never.
Aww.
You ought to have done as the old boy asked, eh? Too late now.
Wait, did he just have a fireball gun? What was that? Or a flare gun, maybe? Maybe that would make more sense. Oh, it's to contain his essence.
No.
What's our boy Midnight want to do with it, though?
Master Bruce.
You fool. What the hell were you thinking?
Oh, we got some actual emotion out of him.
I can't do this job without you.
Aww,
Master Bruce.
progress.
I know. I'm looking forward to a long bath, sir.
Stay here.
The hell? Oh, okay. I was like, wait, who the fuck is that?
Well, hello there, Jim. Been a long time.
My God, no, you can't leave me with this man. I beg you, I'll do anything, but don't leave me, please.
What will you do with him?
You probably don't want to know that.
I want to know.
I probably don't.
But I'm not going to inquire any further. You're free to go. I do want to know, though.
After the incident on the train, you dropped another 15 points behind Jessup in the polls, and your biggest donors have rescinded their campaign pledges.
Oh my God, his campaign's going down the toilet.
Just get out. I need to think.
Of course, Mr. Dent.
Thorn, it's Dent. Let's talk.
Wow. Well, dip your hands in the mud, buddy. That was a fun episode. I like that. I'm glad that we didn't get, like, skeptic Batman the entire time. Like, I wouldn't put it past him by the end of it, had he solved everything, to still find a way to kind of rationalize it. But I'm like that he's open-minded to the point where he's like, okay, well, I've tried all these avenues. Clearly, the evidence suggests something weird's happening. What do I do? Seeks out help, figures that out. We had an exorcism. We had a possession. We had, like, a whole bunch of stuff going on in this episode. It was just a lot of fun. This whole, like, other side story with Harvey as well is another thing that's been built up that I kind of forgot to mention last episode as well, about, like, these lingering threads that have been kind of consistent throughout the series. And obviously, that's been going on. His campaign was introduced from the moment we met him and Barb in that courtroom. It's just falling apart. Now it's pushing him towards Thorn, another thread that is coming back. And they're going to come together. It's probably going to go very badly, quite obviously. Seeing Gentleman Ghost in general is, like, a surprise. Like, as far as, like, people from the Pantheon we could pull from to, like, introduce into this against, like, this kind of Batman that we've got here, this noir element. It was just a very out of left field kind of pull, but it worked really well. Like, especially with this time period, the changes that are going on in the world, and then framing it from a perspective of this person who grew up a certain way with his own certain values and beliefs and all this kind of stuff, and how he would bump into a lot of what is happening in the world today while still being a gentleman. He didn't hurt the lady, he helped her up. That doesn't go for everybody. Underprivileged, the impoverished, they are not worth helping at all to him. He only sees, you know, the wealthy, the noble as equals. I'm sure he's got a lot of other biases as well that we didn't quite dive into. Dude, the possession of Alfred, now, maybe I misheard, but he said, like, there's a secret that he is fighting for his life to protect, to keep me from, and from you, is what I heard. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back to that scene. Yeah, he did. He said, perhaps it's something he doesn't want you to know. Aren't you just dying to find out what it is? So what is Alfred hanging on to that Bruce doesn't know? That's a nice little thing to bring up. I wonder if we'll pay that off a little later. But I like that we built the relationship between Alfred and Bruce a little more strongly in this episode, or at least not so much the relationship between the two of them, but more so cracked the shell of Bruce a little bit, because he's been so closed off the entire season up until this point, like very strongly closed off emotionally, especially even to Alfred. But in this moment when he was in fear of losing him, those walls kind of came down. His voice quivered. There was fear, there was worry, concern. You know, when he was like, I can't do this without you. And like, he started to like panic a little bit, and he came through in the end. So it's just this little moment that where his ability to repress his feelings diminished or disappeared for a moment until things kind of came back around. So as he's kind of evolving, he's taking in these other avenues, I'm wondering if we're going to see him kind of embrace a little bit more of his emotions. Because like we talked about in the last episode, it almost seems like he's like very clinical, very sterile in the way he talks about people. He understands emotions, but he's not expressing them in any kind of natural way. It could go back to that conversation he had with Harley as well, where he's repressing in more ways than he's aware of, and it could very well be that as well. It's interesting to see them dive into this whole thing. And I liked him kind of digging through the histories as well. Again, the detective aspect of the show, they're nailing that. And just the fight between him and Gentleman Ghost was pretty freaking cool. Like, especially the fact he's fighting a specter who has these supernatural abilities. And without that deed getting burned up, like, he was just getting fucked over, man. It was pretty much a fight that he wasn't going to win unless he figured out how to complete this exorcism, which was just fun because it puts him in with his back up against the wall. And I like seeing Batman try to figure out a situation and push through it and persevere. And I don't know, it was just really well done. But again, Gentleman Ghost, wildly crazy pull to bring into the show. I'm curious to see who else we got. We still have 4 episodes to go, so who else is in here, man? I'm excited. I do want to say that when he went out to kind of figure out to get some advice on how to deal with this supernatural situation, I was wondering who he was going to go to. Was it going to be Zatanna? Was it going to be Zatara? Was it going to be Constantine? And I didn't think that we'd pull up Linton Midnight, who is more commonly known as Papa Midnight, who is a kind of rival to Constantine. So it's Constantine adjacent. But I like that they pulled him into that. That was an interesting little direction to take it as well. Again, they're pulling in a lot of things from a lot of different places, from a lot of different eras, from a lot of different pockets of the DC universe and histories. And it's making this show so much fun to watch. And I think if you don't know any of this stuff as well, I think it's still great on its own. For somebody who knows, maybe not everything, but knows like a fair amount of the DC histories, like it's fun to see like all these little nuggets. It just makes it fun to try to catch them all. And I know I've missed a lot. And some of these things I don't catch until I'm in the edit or after the fact, or they've been pointed out to me. But it's still a fun little journey. And again, if you're just watching this for the first time, you're like a layman to the DC Pantheon or just Batman in general, I still think the way the show is written and executed, directed, all that stuff is still expertly done. Like, I don't think you need any of that for this show to work. I don't think the show hinges on all those little Easter eggs, but it just makes it more fun to watch for us. But yeah, anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode? I'd love to hear from you all, so sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, York Scott Melito, Robert Onguiono, Jeffrey L, Jake Contrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.